Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey everybody, go to assholeconsultant.com. If you got a question, you go there and I'll give you an email and you pay me money, tell you what I think. Say, do people really pay you for what you think? Yes. And then you start to think about it like, well, isn't that what the real world does? Like, aside from like physical labor, like, yeah, you're actually paid to like go into a physical thing, you know, put in these stairs, put in this drywall. So the tradesmen, I understand. But then like, you think about everything else, like they are paying you for what you think. It's just, you actually get paid to tell the honest truth when you can tell them what you genuinely think, not what they want to hear. That's when you start not making the money, but it's a good job. You just like voice your own opinion. And I'm an old baby boomer. I don't like what you're saying. Have you guys worked for baby boomers? They're a fucking worthless lot. Anyway, so this comes from Mark. Mark writes, got another one for you. I'm a repeat customer. I don't believe in God and know you are the same in that regard from a video you did about Christianity. But I do find myself pondering this question lately this month. What if I'm wrong? Question for you, hypothetically, what if you're wrong? What if you die and you find yourself standing before God of Christianity? What would you do? What would you say? How would you feel? What would you think? Who are you really? What were you before? What did you do and what did you think? It's from Casablanca, a great quote. That's a great question, Mark. Here's the deal. Like, if all of a sudden it was God, well, okay, let me answer the question top down. I do believe there is a God because I'm agnostic. I don't know who the fucking God is. That's the whole point of agnosticism is like, I really don't believe that this all just farted out of a singularity. And to this day, I have yet to have the most advanced scientific minds explain like, yep, just Big Bang. Like, well, what was there before? Well, it's just a Big Bang. Time didn't exist. It's very complicated. I'm a fucking intelligent scientific. Yeah, until you fuckers could explain it to me, like how it's just like this Big Bang, you know, and then what was before. No, it wasn't any before. Time didn't even exist back then. And I've studied this. I've even, when I was younger, back when I was in high school, I was trying to figure out like if it was possible to go back in time, if you could go faster than the speed of light. But what was it? There was a catch that you wouldn't be able to recognize the speed of light or anything. Anyway, what I'm saying is that it is not like I haven't sat down and pondered the threads that make this universe, that make this universe whole. So there is the scientific, but nobody, and I was kind of at the edge, I think, you know, and no one could ever explain to me this Big Bang theory. This is the Big Bang. Really? What about before? No, just a Big Bang. It's just, that's it. Don't, and it's really a cowardly thing on the scientific community that they haven't like fucking posted this shit like, oh, and I know, maybe someone's like, well, before the Big Bang, or here's how time wouldn't exist and all this other crap. So, since that is frankly not palatable to me, and I'm sorry, maybe I just don't have the brain, something must have created this shit. Like, why does mass attract one another? Why does gravity exist? Why do we have the laws of physics that we do? Why do atoms have a nucleus with protons and neutrons with electrons floating around? Why is that? Something must have programmed that before. And so I do actually believe there's a God. And that's about it. That's where it ends. I don't know who it was, what it was, did this guy or gal or thing or it ever come up before, and I really don't know. And so when you ask the question, you know, like, hey, you know, what if all of a sudden it really was Jesus Christ? What if it was the Holy Spirit and the Trinity and God and the Father and the Son? One, I don't think that's it. Because you have just as, I mean, what, they're the four main religions in the world, and they're all just as adamant. You know, Muhammad's this guy, the Hindus are over there. They have their own scripts. They're all just as adamant. So I think you're wasting your time worrying about, like, what if it actually turns out to be the Christian God? The real issue that I'm going to have is one, DT and the man, go to blackbrigade.org. I think I'm more aligned with DT. This fucker, whatever God is, he's an asshole. He's a fucking asshole. He hasn't told us anything at any point in time, this motherfucking piece of shit. And I'm not talking to you, Christian. The Lord works in mysterious ways because we can't explain it. We need you to keep giving 10% to us. No, at any point in time, whoever God is could have like came in and say, oh, hey, how you guys doing? Like, yeah, this is how it fucking works. And yeah, I do exist. Terribly sorry. So either he is a completely far off, indifferent fuck, or he's a manipulative, disgusting fuck who wants to be entertained. Because that's the only thing is like, let's see what these people do without me. I'm not going to tell them anything. Let's see what happens. Oh, war, famine, plague, pestilence. Any point in this time that if, like, God did exist, who created all this shit, he's pretty fucking powerful. He could have stopped a lot of bad things. He could have made a lot of good things happen. And so I truthfully, sadly believe we're more just, if there is a God, he's a morbid, bored fuck. He's a sadistic fuck who wants to see us entertain him. Like, oh, let's see what happens here. And I can understand, okay, like, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm fucking God. And Lord never knows the answer. Like, who created God if God exists? These are questions beyond that I don't have the answer to. But if there is a God, the empirical proof is that he is at least indifferent. He's not here. He hasn't shown up. He hasn't laid down any laws. He's left us to like figure it out on our own devices. And that's where I think he's, if there is one that exists, a God, he's a fuck. He's an asshole. He's an asshole. And okay, say, let's say, you're standing before the God of Christianity. Fuck the God of Christianity. Let's just say I'm standing before God. The first question out of my mouth is going to be, what the fuck? That's my question. And he could smite me, he could kill me, and because I'm not God. Okay, fine. At least I fucking stood up to this piece of shit, and he had things to answer to. Like, where the fuck were you? What the fuck? Is this just a fucking game for you? This is merely entertainment? What about all the fucking plague and pestilence? You could have come in, made this all shit, da-da-da-da-da. We don't have the answer. But I do believe there is a God, and I believe he's either very indifferent about what happens here, and there's many other planets in the universe. Lord knows he's probably doing something else. But he's an asshole. He's a fucking asshole. He's just a piece of shit asshole. To create all this shit and then, fuck it, he's just a really bored motherfucking piece of shit. And I will have words with him. I'll die, he can smite me, okay, fine, send me to hell, whatever the fuck it is. At least I had the self-respect, unlike most of the Americans and the people here on this planet. Ooh, the Lord, he works in mysterious ways. So, I just, that's the truth. I don't think they're, I would like to meet him and say, what the fuck, dude? Seriously, what the fuck? That's the only question. So I don't think it is like the Christian God. I don't think it's the Jewish God. I don't think it's the Muslim God. I think whatever it is, it's way more superior to what 3,000-year-olds, 3 millennial old religions that really did believe in superstition and bullshit and were originally created to serve as government. They weren't really like about God. They just used God to get it. We don't know. I think there is a God that exists, and I think he's an asshole. I think he's a fucking complete asshole. He's a fucking douche. I probably wouldn't like him. Wouldn't want to have a beer with this guy. And I'd be fine being taken out, like if the afterlife, well, you can't be with the mercy of God. You can't be in his... Fine, take me out. Don't care. I don't care. I don't think he's moral. I think he's a fucking asshole. I think he's a fucking douche. I think he's... And that then it makes me think it would be really awesome if there was, like, who created God? Well, maybe there's a bigger motherfucking God that beat the shit out of the one that created this world. So... just my thoughts, just my opinion. Thank you for the money. I can tell you more. But best of luck to all of you. And yeah, don't go to fucking church. Save yourself. Seriously. You only get 2 out of every 7 days of a week for your vacation. Don't waste it praying to some fucking dictard up there. Just don't. Toodles.